Hello everyone and welcome to another episode, eventually, of LARP Analysis. On today's episode we are going to be talking about the houses and the backstory of the game Bothwell School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, a somewhat popular LARP in the UK. This LARP differs slightly from the way the houses work in a very famous, popular medium that also involves wizard schools. The name escapes my mind at the moment. This is in the way that instead of the houses being named after the four original founders, these houses are named after four prominent witches who helped the original founder set up the school in its infancy. The Bothwell School was founded slightly before the English Civil War in the 16th century, with the four founders being named after prominent witches that served under King Charles I at the time. But we'll get around to that shortly. The school founder was called Francis Stuart, the 5th Earl of Bothwell. Stuart himself was a Scotsman and was implicated in the interrogations that were carried out by King James VI of Scotland. King James VI of Scotland went on to become King James I of England, but again that's a historical note from another time. The important thing to remember is that King James was very, very unfriendly towards witches. Stuart then fled to England, where he garrisoned himself within a castle, which became Bothwell Castle, which he then protected with all manner of defensive charms. He then spent the rest of his days chronicling, learning and studying magic. School houses are named after the four witches who aided in protecting the school, all of which learned their magic under Stuart himself. Each of these founders could turn into their own animal, and these animals became the house crests that we then see in the game today. When the English Civil War broke out, the monarch at the time was King Charles I. He was much more lenient on witches than his aforementioned father, James I, and as such, the school founders sided with him during the Revolution. First up is House Boyswick, named after their founder, Geoffrey Boyswick. In his dog form, however, he was known popularly as Boy. This is actually in reference to the famous dog Boy, who fought on the royalist side during the Revolution. This dog fought alongside Prince Rupert and was rumoured to have special magical powers. Indeed, the Bothwell lore states that this dog was in fact the school founder, Geoffrey Boyswick. As Boy was in fact a white hunting poodle, many jokes can be had here for any of you people who want to get down to playing the game and want to poke fun at the Boyswick house. Boyswick was famous for using his magic and his animal form to eliminate the witch hunters that fought on the side of the parliamentarians. Members of House Boyswick are foremost known for their bravery, and as such the Latin motto of the house, Fortis, means brave. They are also known for being loyal, passionate and adventurous. Go get 'em, puppers. Next up we have House Wisenforth, named after their founder, Brienne Wisenforth. In the Civil War, Wisenforth was an elderly woman with revered healing powers, skilled diplomacy abilities and a keen strategic mind. In addition, she would transform into her animal form, an owl, so that she could easily communicate between different camps. Wisenforths are known for their wisdom and intelligence, but this is also tempered by their optimism and generosity. It is in fact possible to be smart without being a smartass. Indeed, in addition, their motto is Sapiens, Latin for wise. Third up we have House Tabwen, named after their founder, Olwenna Tabwen. As a child, she had formidable magical powers, even for a witch, and as such she was hidden by her parents for fear of persecution. She lived her youth by a lake, where she would use her charm and her wit to con travellers out of their possessions. Her name, in legend, is the Gull Llyfanfach. Llyfanfach is an actual lake situated in Wales, and is rumoured to be one of the possible lakes for the famous sword distributing woman to be from. Her name escapes me, though I heard it's not a very suitable way to determine a system of government. On the Civil War starting, she was given a home at the castle and used her cunning wit to prevent infiltrators to the crown. Indeed, the house virtues are cunning, charm, independence, and astuteness. Their motto, Calidus, is Latin for cunning. Lastly, we have House Macnewthorne, named after their founder, Montague Macnewthorne. Not much is known about his origin, however what is known is that he managed to infiltrate Bothwell Castle and all of its defensive precautions and made it to Francis Stuart's personal study without even using the secret code, or being detected. As can be guessed, Bothwell served as chief spy for the crown. To aid in this job, he used his animal form of a newt to sneakily spy on conversing enemy forces. However, he was also a very suspicious fellow, known to spend quite a great amount of time courting the enemy in very suspicious circumstances. Who knows if he was a traitor or not? In honour of their founder, Macnewthorne's value: secrecy, ambition, introversion, creativity, and hard work. Skill at working behind the scenes is very invaluable and well held dear to Macnewthorne's, and this attitude tends to often land them in positions of power. Their house motto, Furtivus, is Latin for clandestine. And that's it for the main background lore for Bothwell. There are a lot of other things to the history and story of these games, but that's common to a lot of the other School of Witchcraft games. Indeed, a lot of the more in-depth knowledge will be found the more you kind of get into the pre-game aspect of this LARP. As with most Wizard School LARPs, the exact way that the houses will actually flourish can vary greatly from run to run. This can result in wildly different interpretations of the houses. This is great for player freedom and creativity, and also really helps the replayability of these games. I really hope to see many of you at Bothwell 3, taking place between the 10th and the 13th of August, and I encourage you, if you haven't signed up yet, to really give it a shot. It's a very special game that I really loved just when I was NPCing, so now that I'm actually playing, I'm really looking forward to seeing this side of the game. At this game, I'll be playing a senior in-house Tavern, which is objectively the best house. You can quote me on that. Sorry, McNewthorns, I still do love you. Until next time, everyone,